Okay, thank you.
No problem. Now we have eight. So, Brianna. Okay, John Mobley. Hello.
Hey, John.
Let's see, I think they're muted. Let me
Trying
find
to
them.
hear me.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Nice. Okay. I think we should get started. We have, did you think, Olivia?
Yeah, I think so. And then I'll just keep an eye on everything if more people join.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so
Okay.
welcome everyone.
All
Great.
right.
Is that my cue to start? This is Bethany from
Yeah,
AFB.
William, do you have anything you want to say? I don't have anything.
Oh, well, we should
Yes.
let's introduce ourselves to the guests.
Absolutely.
We Bethany and well, I don't know Alexis or Brianna, so like we should so but well, hi guys. My name is Ricardo Salazar. I am the president of ACB students. Thank you so much for coming today, and thank you so much for coming and to talk about these great opportunities with AFB that personally me I did not know until William told me about AFB and their programs they have. And, I'm very, very happy that you guys are here. I'm very glad. This is a session that we're going to be, um, recording for our students that cannot attend, but we're also, we told them that we're going to be meeting on Zoom today. So, just showcasing these great things. So, yeah. Now, Olivia, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm Olivia Wilkerson. I am the chair of the Advocacy, Education and Advocacy Committee for ACB students. And so I'm glad you guys are all here, and I'm excited to uh, for this presentation about the AFB and their opportunities. So
She's also our director, one of our directors. So,
Yep.
William.
So, hello everyone. My name is William Burgess, and I'm from Alabama. I am a member of the Education and Advocacy Committee, and I'm the one who kind of set up this meeting. So, thank you all for coming.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention my major and where I am. Well, I'm in Miami, Florida. I go to FIU, to Florida International University, and Spanish is my major, minor in criminal justice, and I will graduate with a certification in translation and interpretation. I want to be an interpreter in court for Hispanics and Spanish-speaking people. Olivia, you want to go ahead and say your major as
yeah,
well?
so I'm an aviation administration major at Liberty University, Lynchburg, Virginia. This is my third year, so I'm hoping to work for the FAA, or any airport, being like an airport director or an airport manager.
Yep, and we also have our director here, another director, Greg. Greg, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Go right ahead.
Sure, sure. I'm Greg Snyder. I'm actually chair of the engagement committee for ACB students. Um, I am currently in transition, but I'm saving money to go to seminary, hopefully, and most likely through Liberty University. I'd be going online, but Liberty's in Lynchburg, Virginia.
My major is trying to graduate high school right now. So, yeah, I got much to say on it.
All right. So you guys can go ahead and introduce yourself. Our guests.
But we have another person.
Great.
Hey, this is Sydney.
Yep, there she is.
Hey.
Hey.
We haven't really gotten started yet, Sydney, so you didn't miss much.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, I know it's like a few minutes after, but
Yeah, so just go kind of on mute and we'll get
Yep.
started.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Let's let our guests introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Great. Well, I will start. My name is Bethany Johnson from AFB. Very happy to be here. Thank you, William, for your initial outreach, and then William and Ricardo for meeting with me and sharing more about ACB students with me and allowing me to talk about AFB and scheduling this meeting. So we're really thankful to be partnering together to share more about our two programs. I am the Vice President of Programs at AFB. Love talking about what we do, the programs, and especially highlighting people like Alexis and Brianna, who you'll hear from, who are graduates from our program and we're lucky enough to continue working with and who can share the student perspective of our different programs. So I'm going to let Alexis and Brianna briefly introduce themselves now and then share a little bit about our organization, quickly share about our summer boot camp that Alexis and Brianna will talk much more about. And then we'll close out tonight. I can share about our AFB Scholars Program, where we have fairly generous college scholarship opportunities. So I'm going to end there and have Alexis do a brief introduction.
Just real quick, for those who don't know, AFB is American Foundation for the Blind.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, William.
Just want to keep all the acronyms straight.
Hello, my name is Alexis. I'm currently working as a Junior Accessibility Solutions Engineer with AFB. My internship started back in the summer of 2023, but I officially started in the full-time capacity in July of 2025. So it's been about 7 months now. Really excited to be here today. Thank you guys so much for having us. I'll pass it to Brianna.
Hello, my name is Brianna. I am on AFB, or from AFB. I'm on the communications team at AFB, and I'm the UI UX designer. I participated in the internship in the summer of 2022, and then transitioned into my current role in the beginning of 2023. So I think it's almost 3 years, maybe 2, 3 years.
Great. Well, let me share a brief history and brief information about the American Foundation for the Blind. And then, like I said, we'll introduce the boot camp and have you hear from Alexis and Brianna about their experience. So, American Foundation for the Blind, long-standing nonprofit organization formed in 1921 through support of MC Miguel, who was a known philanthropist, saw what was happening to veterans who were coming back from World War I, had a particular interest in helping blinded veterans. And I mention names here just because you may hear them if you do any kind of disability rights history. So there are some significant names in the history of American Foundation for the Blind. Helen Keller began working with the organization later in the 20s and helped raise AFB's name and profile. In addition to serving nationally and internationally, she made countless speeches, appearances, and traveled the world on behalf of not just AFB, but blind folks and blind campaigns throughout the world. AFB has the honor of stewarding the Helen Keller Archives, which is the culmination of papers, letters, photographs, artifacts throughout her travels. It's the largest store of archives from Helen Keller, and we're very proud to be stewarding that. Our current work is, and our mission is to create equal opportunities and expand possibilities through advocacy, thought leadership, and strategic partnerships. And what's particularly nice about that strategic partnerships is that's what we're doing here right now. We're working together to expand opportunities for college students in particular. Our current work centers around public policy and research through our PPRI, which is our Public Policy Research Institute, where our current and active work is advocating for technology innovation and reliable and affordable transportation that are accessible for people who are blind or have low vision. They're currently publishing lots of cool research on AI and workplace technologies and barriers to digital inclusion. So neat stuff that they publish there. We also have professional services that includes digital accessibility services through contact work and applied research. And of course, we have the programs team, which is what we represent here. It includes research fellowships for graduate and doctoral students who help support the research in AI and on transportation that's happening. We have local internships, and then, of course, this summer boot camp and the scholarship programs that we're going to hear about today. So it's a very quick introduction to American Foundation for the Blind. And first, we're going to talk about our Digital Accessibility Bootcamp. That's our summer program. Then we're going to hear from these two folks who will talk about the student experience. And then I'll close by telling more information about the Scholars Program. And question for the group before we begin, we have some links to applications for these programs and flyers. And I wonder, I can email them afterwards to you, William, and Ricardo. I can also drop them in the chat here. Does that sound like a good way to share
I
information?
think so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Also,
Absolutely. Thank you.
I think someone left.
Okay, that's
I
not
don't
a
know who it
problem.
was.
Just keep an eye on the waiting, or maybe they just dropped. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
Okay.
Gmail.
Well, I'm going to give a quick intro to the Digital Accessibility Bootcamp before turning it over to Alexis and Brianna. And I'm going to try to stay quick so that we give as much time to them so you can hear from the student perspective. So really quick overview. Our Digital Accessibility Internship Program, as we talk about it, has 3 tiers. The first being the Summer Boot Camp. Folks who successfully complete the boot camp are then eligible to participate in the work study program, which is phase 2, and phase 3 is the residency. So primarily we'll talk about the boot camp today. That is a 3-month summer experience for college students that gives the opportunity to design and build digital solutions to break down barriers, ensuring that regardless of ability, everyone can fully participate in the digital landscape. It's a summer program, like I said, June 1st through August 28th. It's part-time, 20 to 25 hours per week. Most of that time is synchronous, with 5 to 10 hours being asynchronous, completing independent work. It's a fully remote program. There's a $1,000 midpoint milestone award and a $2,000 scholarship award at the end. The boot camp is a cohort of between 20 and 25 students with and without disabilities who work together. And this kind of cohort makes for a particularly meaningful experience. And it's the kind of experience that will have long-term, lifelong time impacts. To be eligible for the boot camp, students must be enrolled in college full-time. So William, thinking about you, students who have just graduated high school, who have been accepted to a full-time program, meaning a full-time college, are also eligible.
I'm a junior.
Oh, you're a junior. All right, so something to think about for next year.
Yes, ma'am.
So must be enrolled in college or have been accepted to a full-time program, be studying computer science, information science, user interface or user experience design, or some other related field, and there are a few other related fields there. You also must be a resident of and in the United States for the summer and have a minimum GPA of 3.0. The application process is important to talk about because applications are open now through June 30th. That's phase 1 is to apply. And as soon as I'm done speaking here, I'll pop the link in the chat. Phase 2, we will screen applicants after the close of the applications on January 30th and select applicants to submit a video interview. And that window will be February 13th through March 1st. You don't need to remember these dates. They're all on our website. And then acceptance notifications are shared with students starting March 20th, so folks know what their summer looks like. So I'm going to stop there, turn it over to Alexis and Brianna. Alexis, I think you're up first. I'm going to pop some information in the chat as Alexis is starting to talk. So take it away, Alexis.
Thank you so much, Bethany. Awesome. So I'm just going to kind of run through my experience kind of starting off in the internship and what I learned. I can't go over everything I learned because that will take many hours, but just the most valuable takeaways from the internship, especially as they apply to my current career now as a junior accessibility solutions engineer. So starting off from the very beginning, I joined AFB in the summer of 2023 in the internship capacity. At the time, it was called the AFB AFB Talent Lab. I found the internship while I was a computer science student from the University of Buffalo. I believe I was a junior at the time. And I was just kind of looking for internship experience, wanted to get something under my belt, but I didn't really know where to start. I was really into computer science, but less in kind of the data entry coding capacity and more like, here are the cool things we can like engineer for the future. And it was hard to find opportunities like that when I was searching for them. It was kind of the same stuff, a lot of AI stuff, which at the time was just kind of starting. So I was like, this is a whole new thing and it's scary to me. So I was just looking around for opportunities and I was on Handshake and I found the AFB Talent Lab internship posting is what it was called at the time. And I thought it was really cool. It was something I had never seen before, nothing quite like it. And it was completely based on accessibility. Accessibility was the main like the point here. And I thought it was really cool because I had two classes. One prior to applying, I think it was the semester prior, I was enrolled in a class where we talked about accessibility for about 5 minutes. I just remember it being mentioned, and then we moved on in that same class period, so it was not the topic of conversation. And in that same semester, I think it was actually a week after I applied, we had a class, and in it again, it was just the kind of trend to mention accessibility, just kind of as, oh, here's something too, and we're moving on. So it was never the point of the conversation, but it was something that was so interesting to me. So as we like worked on our project, we discussed it a lot for that specific course. So I thought having an internship that was based solely on accessibility or as like a huge main point in the internship was really cool. And I also thought it was so cool that it was so instructional based. There was mentorship, there were modules to go through, and you're learning like all together. It's a big like supportive group is what it sounded like and what it ended up being as well. So it was really cool. But as I was reading through it, I was like, oh man, I like to learn. So like this sounds really cool. And it's not just something where they're gonna throw you in and you have to figure it out. I was really worried about that for my other opportunities that I was looking at. So this one looked really cool. And I was like, oh, let me try it out. So I ended up applying and I ended up getting in. We had a small group to start off. And it was really everything that I was hoping it would be and more. I didn't really know going in what it would be like, but it was so awesome. It was just an instructional kind of coursework, but not like school. Like if I was stressed with school, I'd be like, well, at least I have my internship work to turn to, which sounds very nerdy, but that's how it was. I was like, oh, yay. It was so cool because there were so many creative opportunities and there were so many different things happening. We had our modules and we had opportunities to write blog posts and we had different discussion points, a lot of open discussion with peers and with mentors as well. Lots of synchronous activities together, and just kind of like jump in and learn this stuff. And to me, that was really exciting. And it was super cool to have something that was like human centered, especially as like AI was starting to rise and like in the tech field, of course, in general. So it was really cool to have something that was still like human and very like person to person. So that was really cool to me. And moving forward throughout the internship, there were many takeaways that I have. So it was really hard to come up with just a few to discuss. But one of my first takeaways is learning how native users of assistive tech interact with digital content and basically just witnessing authentic user experiences and being a part of experiences, especially through testing, but even just through like everyday discussions. Something we're on something together and it's inaccessible, and just kind of like making mental note of that and learning through that way. So just learning through open discussion and having mentors who have disabilities and who are working every day with assistive tech. So for instance, one of our graders was using a screen reader. So starting off, you had to make sure, okay, I want to make sure that my assignment that I'm submitting is accessible. And starting off, no one's expecting you to know how to do these things, and you learn from doing. And I think that's so awesome, especially as a hands-on learner, to learn as you're doing. So it was really cool to me. And then you have those open discussions and real world practice. So that was really cool. And it's very collaborative. So I found that was really awesome. During this, we kind of related as pair testing. So a lot of engagements where we're working together to test a site, whether it be for an assignment or whether it be something that's just going on. And we're like, oh, hey, let's all get together and look at this together with different assistive tech. So it was really cool. That was something straight from the start that we did. So I really enjoyed that. Um, really hands-on experience from the start. Next up, my second takeaway is how to make digital landscapes more accessible and usable for all people, and then what we can do as people for people. This was huge for me, and still is. I really like the idea of like how can we make the content that we view each day and the products that we use each day more accessible for everyone. Is the thing that I'm using right now, is this website accessible? What is wrong with this website that could block users from using it? Are there barriers on the site? Things like that. So right from the beginning, it was very exciting because I started like looking around everywhere and being like, I don't know if that's accessible. And it's really engaging for the learning process because that's what you're doing in a lot of assignments. That's what we were doing in a lot of assignments, is going through and checking the accessibility of sites, for instance. And what I do now for my career is auditing as a majority of what I do. So just going through websites, physical products, digital products, and whatnot, just going through testing their accessibility and usability, how's the user experience. And so that started foundationally in the boot camp. So just doing that and then kind of tying back into the creative side, I got to do a blog post series, and I really loved that we had the opportunity to make blog posts, and it's so exciting to make them and then see what everyone has written. There's a bunch of different topics. I really enjoyed writing about AI and how humans are humans, and we can help humans, and tech is not at the point where it has a complete grasp on what people need and why it's so important to keep people in the loop. And especially when we're talking about accessibility, keeping people with disabilities in the loop and having them be integral to this process versus just maybe assuming or just assuming as well that tech is going to fix everything, because unfortunately that we're not at that point, maybe years down the line, but people should still be there for people. So that was huge for me. That was a really awesome topic to explore and foundationally was built in the boot camp. And that ties into my last point, which is the simulated experiences that we got to go through of real world projects and digital products and actual real world projects that was more so in residency. So during the internship, at my time in the internship, there were two instead of the three divisions. We just had kind of our internship and then our residency internship. And at the time of the like first half of the internship, we did more simulated experiences, just kind of taken from real world projects that were worked on in AFB. And we got to kind of go into them, see the results, and we got to break down, and different results were made for us to go through. Websites were made for us to have like a simulated controlled environment to kind of explore, like playgrounds to test on for accessibility and usability, finding issues, kind of like scavenger hunts for issues, different things. Really helped us get comfortable with WCAG, really got comfortable with the auditing process, issue reporting, what makes good issue reporting and auditing. So it was really exciting. There was a lot of that in the residency, and that was actually when I started working on like full scale real world projects and kind of opened my horizons to that. And that was really exciting. And that kind of led me to where I am now. So it's really exciting to see that continued in our current boot camp, work study, and residency, to see these kinds of paths be open and see how excited folks get about it. Because I was really excited. So it's opened my world into my career now. I really enjoy it. I started off not really knowing what I was gonna do and where I fit in like the computer science kind of realm. So it was really awesome to find this opportunity and to have an opportunity like it in the first place, where you can use what you're learning in the boot camp to help people and to make the web more accessible, make digital products more accessible, and just make the user experience as a whole better. And that was really awesome to me. And yeah, just makes me really happy. I love the work that I do. And I have the boot camp and I have all of the mentors and everyone at AFB. Such a wonderful place. I love everyone. They're great. But it's just so warm. And I have everyone to thank for that because if I hadn't been in the internship, I would have never fallen into this field probably because there's nothing like it. So it was really awesome and I really appreciate the opportunity to do what I love. So yeah, that's kind of what I had to say. My rambles.
Awesome. Thanks, Alexis. Brianna, tell us more about your experience.
Yeah. I think I see a hand raised too. Are we waiting for the questions at
We
the
will
end?
do Q&A at the end of the session, guys. So if you have any questions, just wait until our maybe last 15 to 10 minutes. Just keep your questions, hold those thoughts. We will do that just towards the end of the session.
We'll get to everyone, we promise.
Sounds good. Thank you. Just want to make sure because I saw the hand pop up. But thank you. So hi, Brianna again.
Brianna, did we lose you?
Hold on, Brianna. Can't hear you.
Oh, I'm
It
sorry.
does.
Can you hear me now?
There you are. Yes.
Sorry. There's a button on my mic that likes to click itself and then turn my mic off. Sorry. So hi. Um, so I am going to talk about my experience as well from the internship. I, as mentioned, joined in the summer of 2022. I was a senior at Temple University studying graphic design. And since then and graduating, I've worked for AFB as the UI UX designer. And UI UX is user interface and user experience design. I am on the communications team here at AFB, and some things that I work on are like building web pages and making web content updates. I do PDF designs and remediation for accessibility. I do print designs, video editing, and a lot more. But throughout all of that, I incorporate these skills and the accessibility and knowledge that I've taken from the boot camp. I incorporated in that work. I did want to just mention that I didn't get to participate in the work study and residency because I transitioned directly into the role of UI UX designer after my completion of the boot camp. So timing wise, it just worked out that way that they followed each other. But for my continued professional development, I would of course love to um, uh, continue to grow my knowledge within the learnings throughout those two tiers. But I wanted to mention that just because even though I only participated in the boot camp, the foundation that I got from the boot camp was still very thorough, and I had so much knowledge from there that I could carry it with me, and then it could impact my work, and it impacted my career greatly. So, some of the values that I took away from the internship, one being the skill of accessibility. I would say that's one of my biggest takeaways because adding accessibility to your set of skills is a really important thing and very rare thing. And in a lot of fields, I think as Alexis mentioned too, from her personal experience, that it's just not really talked about in courses. So in my design classes, accessibility wasn't focused on or made a priority. It was mentioned, but it was never the focus. It was never taught. So the digital accessibility internship changed that for me and it filled that gap. I would say the boot camp gives its participants that foundation to advocate for accessibility and to incorporate that accessibility into their own work because the curriculum itself is just such valuable knowledge that when you can take all of that knowledge and then integrate it into your careers, it makes a huge impact in, I think, yourself as a worker, what you can bring to a company, and then especially how you can impact everyday lives and make the workspaces and services and products and whatever you're doing accessible and inclusive to everyone. With that curriculum, that is another one of my big takeaways that one of my favorite aspects is how you learn. I think as Lex mentioned too, there's so many different forms and ways that you're and models that you're learning through. So how the curriculum is structured is at least the learning portion or the receiving knowledge portion of it is you have these terms that you follow, and then within those terms are units, and then within those units are modules. So in those modules, you're not only learning by just, reading a page of information, you're reading that content, and then there's also these video tutorials, there's practice assignments and discussions, there's interactive components, and so much more. And I would say those interactive components are one of my favorite forms of learning because that's paired with the reading. So, as I was going through and reading all this information, I'm then hands-on practicing it. So, um, yeah, I think this form of learning just made everything very digestible and fun too to learn about. So there's a lot of topics that are being taught in the internship. A couple of them to list it could be the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, so WCAG or WCAG. That's a very in-depth topic, and there's so much to learn there. You learn also what a good experience versus a bad web experience is like for assistive technology users. You learn how to do accessibility testing. So there's all of this amazing content, but it's still structured in a way that's very digestible and then helped me really reinforce what I was learning. And then one of my, not final, but the last one that I'm going to mention, my takeaways, because there are many, is that as someone focused specifically in user experience, in that field, one of the top priorities is that you're making content and systems that are inclusive and enjoyable for all users. That's including people with disabilities. And as mentioned, that wasn't taught in my classes. So through the internship, I was able to focus on accessibility, really make that a skill. And then it shaped how I approach design and it shaped how I am as a designer. It's influenced a lot of my thinking, even around just like basic design principles. If I'm building a web page and building the navigation of that, everything that I learned from the internship and what a good experience is like for assistive technology users, it's reinforced how to do that properly and better for everyone. Likewise with other things, it's improved my imagery, how I make images and what I'm using them for, what meaning it provides to my designs, how much contrast is, I'm using on my designs to make sure that they're accessible for people who have color blindness. And so I think everything that I've learned from the internship has significantly impacted and improved my work and my career and my workflows and just everything that I do. So um, I think the last thing I wanted to mention was that the internship really reinforces how to incorporate accessibility from the beginning, because that's one thing that it's often an afterthought when it is down, and people acknowledge the issue that, oh, this wasn't incorporated from the beginning. So now you have to go back to that project. So now with my projects and everything and anything that I create, I know how to integrate that and incorporate it in my work from the beginning. I know how to test it after I make something to ensure that it is accessible. So what I learned from the internship has really shaped my skills and my understanding of design and my field. And it's something that I carry with me in my everyday life now. So yeah, that's my experience in summary.
Awesome. Thanks. We can take some questions now before we talk briefly about our scholars program.
I just wanted to say that I just loved listening to these stories and like just seeing how impactful were not only for these group, well, yes, these two students. I imagine there are more students out there. Um, but just in that sense, and also it's impactful for our community at large. It's just so beautiful and so amazing to see.
Awesome. Greg, you've
Good.
had your hand up. What's your question?
Hello, Bethany and Alexis and Brianna. Very excellent presentation. So, um, first of all, please, you and I both know Eric Bridges, who's the executive director of AFB now. He used to be with the ACB, so please say hello to Eric when if you ever see him or meet him. My
You
question,
got it.
my question is though, um, I was very interested, Alexis, in that blog post about AI. So my question is not necessarily about the program, but how can I read that and other blog posts do you publish them online or have you published them in the past or, uh,
Yes.
yes,
We do
okay.
have on the AFB website, and I can send a link. We have a blog section of the website, so I'm happy to send that on over.
Okay, that would be excellent. And maybe we could forward that out to our members too, Ricardo, just so that they could see,
Sounds good. Yeah.
exactly what.
All links are appreciated.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So good, good. Thank you.
I just pasted that in to the chat section.
Great. And Sydney, you have a question?
Okay, so you had mentioned, one of you guys had mentioned how you work, you use like you're doing like PDF accessibility work. So do you know much about like OCR? Because like I've had to use that before with JAWS.
Is that an extension for remediating PDFs, or is that like something that tries to
That's
remediate for you?
so it's optical character recognition and like basically like when a PDF like when you're given a PDF and like you can't open it or whatever, it gives you the option to like open it via Word and like other ways to open it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't used that before. When I remediate them, it's a big process. That was a big learning curve to learn. It's very fun once you do get the hang of it. But in Adobe Acrobat, you can actually take the PDF that you make and then
Hmm.
go in and select all of your elements and tag them so that they're properly structured and that they all follow the same order. You basically clean up the PDF and make sure everything is working correctly. Um,
That's very nice. I
yeah.
wish more people knew how to do that,
Mhm.
especially like college professors.
Yeah.
But they all know that like my preferred method is Word or Google Docs. So,
Mhm.
but I do wish more people knew how to do that.
We all wish that, Sydney, and that's one of the reasons for the development of this boot camp was to increase accessibility and create the education, create the curriculum, create the learning experiences to share digital accessibility as widely as we can. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm sorry. Olivia, can you admit back William? I think he dropped out of the meeting for some reason.
Yeah, I just saw that
Yeah.
as well. My internet is a little finicky, so I'm gonna try and get over there while
Oh,
I've got.
yep. All right. I mean, in the meantime, do we have any more questions? And Bethany, thank you so much for doing that, seeing the hands up of people.
Mhm.
That was really nice of you because I mean, we can't really see that. So, but
Yeah.
Ricardo, I'm not sure if Olivia is a co-host, so you may have to
she
invite.
is. She is a host. She is a host. I'm not the
Okay.
host. I joined for my personal. I let her
Yeah, Libby's the
join.
host.
Hello. Okay. Um, so if we don't have any more questions, no
I, I
more.
have I have a
Oh, you have a
question. I
question?
just
I'm
got back
sorry.
in. Yeah. Okay. So what level of, I guess, assistive technology literacy would be expected of a person enrolling in the boot camp?
Um,
What level? Oh, go ahead, Brianna.
oh, sorry. I was just going to mention I had no knowledge of assistive technology prior to joining, so you don't need any. It teaches you when you're in there, which is really awesome because I pop on screen readers every day. I know how to use them now to like go in and test my own designs and things that I'm working on. So yeah.
Good, because I know next to nothing.
That is really awesome, honestly.
Mhm.
No
Great. Well,
hands up.
if
Yeah.
there
Hmm.
if there are no more questions about the Digital Accessibility Bootcamp, I'll take a few minutes to talk about our AFB Scholars Program. So, just launched this week our applications for the uh, AFB Scholars Program. This is our college scholarships. And it's a college scholarship, a financial scholarship, and mentoring activities with current AFB leaders. Students who are selected participate in an approved annual conference with their mentor as well, with expenses paid. We see this as professional development, networking within the blindness community and with other blind leaders. And as part of that, our scholars submit an end of year narrative reflecting on both their academic and professional growth throughout the year. What's neat about this program is, in addition to having expenses paid to travel to a professional conference, the scholarship is renewable annually, so long as the student is in good standing, which means 3.0 GPA and continues in their academic program. The award amounts there are three award amounts. One is for community college, that's $8,000 annually. Second is for undergraduate students, that's a $20,000 annual scholarship, and graduate students is a $28,000 award. So those are pretty significant financial scholarships. To be eligible for this scholarship requires documentation of legal blindness. So that's one way it's different from our boot camp. Students must be 18 years by the start of the upcoming fall semester and be enrolled or planning to enroll full-time. Also, for this program, just like our boot camp, we require U.S. citizenship and that minimum GPA of a 3.0. We have three paths or tracks for our scholarship for the 2026-2027 school year. First is STEM, second is research, and third is aging and vision loss. So let me talk briefly about each of them. For the STEM-related scholarship, we're looking for students with computer science degree majors, engineering, biology, chemistry, physics, math, those related fields. This one is primarily designed to support undergraduate students. However, exceptional applications from graduate students in STEM will also be considered. Our research-related scholarship aims to support or increase the number of blind and low vision students entering the field of applied research. This is designed primarily to support blind students' long-term career development in the research field. And because AFB has such a robust research institute, we've got some terrific mentors and opportunities there for students. This one is primarily for graduate students. These are students at the master's or doctoral level, and advanced undergraduate students who have completed at least 1 year of research. So a little bit more specific there than our STEM scholarship. Our third track is Aging and Vision Loss Scholarship. This is an area of significant interest and research by AFB. And here we're looking to support and increase the number of blind and low vision students entering the field of aging, students who are in leadership majors with a focus on vision loss and aging. So here we're looking at undergraduate students majoring in gerontology or aging studies, or graduate students looking at master's degree in gerontology or public health or social work or vision rehabilitation. The application process is the same for each of these tracks. Our applications are open. The link is on our website, and I'll pop that link in the chat in just a minute. The application closes February 17th. And here, the application, I can tell you a little bit more about it. There are 9 essay questions which are listed on the website, so there's no surprises here. And we do need an upload of the documentation of legal blindness, an academic transcript, or acceptance letter if a student is enrolling in school. And there will be interviews offered. These are remote virtual interviews for applicants who are selected. The boot camp has videoed interviews that applicants submit. These interviews for the scholarship are slightly different in that they are live interviews. And for this, scholarship winners are notified in late May of this year, and then there's an orientation in July. So I'm going to pause there. Are there any questions on anything we've talked about today, from scholarships or the boot camp?
Yes, Bethany, just a quick question. What happens if someone entered as, say, a freshman or I guess a senior, and then they become a graduate student, and does that affect their standing or eligibility? Since you said this is renewable.
Great question. I'm glad you asked. So let's clarify. The scholarship is renewable while a student is in their current program. So if you apply your sophomore year, for example, of your undergraduate degree, it's renewable until you graduate with your undergraduate degree. Students then can apply for the graduate program, the graduate scholarship. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it definitely does. And when you say it's that's renewable, does that mean that a person has to reapply or resubmit something, or no?
There's a very there is an application process to renew. It's really sharing your intent to apply and documenting that the student is still in good standing. So there is an application process that's much shorter. It does not include 9 more essays.
Okay. And do you guys request for things like FAFSA or other things like that, just for the matter, or not really?
We do not. It is not based on financial need. It's the underlying assumption here is that students who are blind or have low vision have
Okay.
need, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're very underrepresented in higher education.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm,
demonstrates need.
okay. Okay. Perfect.
Great.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions?
So what's the earliest a person could be eligible for the scholars program?
Entering into their first year in any of those programs. So community college, undergraduate program, or a graduate program. So if a student, let's say, for example, William has graduated high school, has not yet started that, but has an acceptance letter, that makes them eligible.
Okay.
And just I guess did I have a question? Oh no, forget. Yeah, you already answered that. With your question, William. Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I had a quick question. So in terms of the conference, which the mentor and you would go to, considering I'm a PhD student, is it possible that that approved conference would be part of like our topical domain, like specifically nuclear engineering, or could it, or how does that work? I was just wondering.
Yeah. John, great question. It sounds like a STEM application right there. Yes, we have a few approved conferences, and those we have a short list of conferences that our leadership attend throughout the year and around the country. So we like our scholars to attend one of those because we're already attending and we know they're high quality conferences. However, we love to hear from scholars that there's something outside of what AFB is familiar with. And so we can take that recommendation. It's not a guarantee, but we do like to hear from them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean not scholarship, the conference. Okay,
hmm
so it's not just a conference that you attend. It's like you pick from a short list of conferences and you like pick one you'd attend and you go and attend it.
Correct. In except in cases like John just mentioned where there may be one that's content related that's not on the list that we can consider. And that's happening right now. A student has suggested a conference that has a legislative topic, and that's of interest to them. So yeah, we can consider additional ones. Does that answer your question, William?
So it's kind of malleable. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right, that's awesome.
So
Any
I
more
have a
questions?
quick question. So I'm going to be a graduate. Well, first of all, to be eligible for the research scholarship, it I'm a little bit confused. It needs to be you need to go to some sort of conference or no, I'm sorry, I got confused in the conference part of it.
Yeah, good to clarify that. So thanks for asking. All scholars, regardless if they're STEM scholars, research, or the aging and vision loss scholars, attend one conference in their academic year.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
And then I'm, like I said, I'll probably be a graduate student next fall, and the scholarship money would help me. Are there certain careers or certain schools that you know that you won't you know, do, or is there like a list of careers that you give scholarships for, or doesn't it matter, or, um,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of thing. So thank you.
Yep. Sure. We have three focus areas or tracks or paths for next year, and that's what the STEM, the research, and the aging and vision loss are the three that we're focusing on for
Okay,
this coming
okay.
school year.
So research, like I'm just briefly, I'm going for my master's in divinity, to become a pastor. Um, but we'll be doing research, probably as part of that. Would that be something that you would be, you know?
Greg, it doesn't strike me initially as a research-based program. However, I could be wrong, and I'd love to see you make the case and show to us that there may be more research and opportunities to conduct research and publish than I'm aware of right now. Having
Done.
said that,
I'm up for the
I,
challenge. Yes.
great. And this is why I am not on the selection committee. We're pulling in subject matter experts to be on the selection committee. So this you're hearing from someone who um, doesn't have a lot of experience in your major. So please look at the website that I just popped in the chat, and if it seems appropriate, apply.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We have what? 7 minutes left. Is there any questions in the room right now? Any more questions? If not, then Olivia, would you like to do the honors to close this meeting? Oh, well, first,
Well, that's dang.
actually, Bethany, can you actually tell us where should people go to contact or to seek more information? Maybe you can give your information, or just can you direct us to the best way to contact AFB and ask about the scholarships?
You bet. So our website, afb.org, has everything we talked about here today. And there's a contact us link. I'm also going to put more in the chat here right now. We've got a couple of ways to contact us. You guys, meaning you, Ricardo and William, you have my email, so please reach out and share my
Mhm.
email widely. There's an email on our website and a contact us link on the website you can use. So really, there's a couple of ways to reach us, if that makes sense. But I'll put in the chat right now a couple of different ways to find us. Does that
Yeah,
answer
and
your
well,
question?
yeah, definitely does. And well, if anyone that's listening to this Zoom that's not part of ACB students and they want to contact me to learn more, my email is president@acbstudents.org. Again, that's president@acbstudents.org. I'm Ricardo. So yeah, Olivia, now I have
We
your
would
turn.
like to give thanks before we, go on.
Yeah, thank you guys so
Thank y'all
much.
so much.
Um, I got those links, so I will definitely be sharing those with um the ACB students. And yeah, this looks great. But yeah, William, is there anything you would like to add?
just thank y'all so much for coming. If y'all have any other programs, tell us, and we might be able to do this again.
Yes.
Anything like
Terrific.
that, working partnership here. So just anything y'all need, just yeah.
Yeah,
And
we might contact you again next year just to repeat this. Who
and
knows?
Great.
Olivia, can I just add real quick
Hmm.
that we are going to be having a social on January 25th. So if you want some fun, come to our ACB student social. Theme TBD, time TDD, but it will be on Sunday, January 25th. So pretty excited about that. And
Yes.
so follow our group me for more information. I believe you're all
Yes.
on
Oh
the
yeah.
group me,
Mhm.
but if you're listening to this recording and want to be on the group me, you can email president@acbstudents.org and Ricardo
Correct.
will gladly
Correct.
put you on
And
there.
and of course, lastly, don't people who are again people who are watching this recording, um, apply for the ACB scholarship. It's open now. You have until February 15th, and that's the same for state affiliate scholarships, Florida, New York, whatever. So you're in. Apply for your local scholarship. Go ahead. Don't waste your time and don't get the money. The money, free money.
Yeah,
Everyone wants
free
free
money,
money.
and the
Definitely.
convention is covered with your ACB scholarship, so you can come to St. Louis uh, pretty much for free. So
July
Yes.
24th through
So do they
31st.
sorry, this is Sydney.
Yes.
Do they cover even hotel costs
yes,
as
they
well?
do
Everything. Everything. Everything.
everything. Yep,
Yep.
Wow. Because
yep.
I mean, I'm not far from St. Louis, so that's really not a problem
Go
to get around.
apply for this. Go, Sydney. Come on.
Do it.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you
So
guys for coming today. Thank you.
Thank
Absolutely. Thank
you.
y'all
Thanks for the
so
Thank you
much.
so
opportunity.
much.
Thank
You.
you.
Can we
Thank
stop
you
the
okay,
recording
bye
now,
guys.
bye.
William?
Have a good one.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.